Hi, this is Lori from Shoo Paper Art, and today I've got a couple of inlaid window cards. That means that I just have part of the die cut put back in the window, and I've got a couple of tips to make these easy to do. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is a card base. This is made from 120-pound cardstock, which I really like. It's nice and heavy. You'll also need an additional piece of cardstock that is the same size as your finished card. In my case, this is 80-pound. I used it just so the top wouldn't be so much heavier than the back part of the card. So once you've got your card base ready to go, you're ready to start with the window making part of the card. An additional thing that I might point out on this card, on the inside, I don't know if you can see that or not, but there is a die cut right there in the base of the card. And since that die cut, this is called Scallop Stitches from Right at Home, it actually cuts all the way around the outside. This, it just kind of, it doesn't cut all the way through. So when I made this one, just to make it easy, I went ahead, and this is not actually a card base. It's actually, this is a separate piece, and then I made this piece just to hinge on to this piece of the cardstock. So that is another alternative if you're using something that's going to cut all the way through. And it was just easier for me to do than to figure out how to do it otherwise. So I'm going to be making this particular card. So for that one, I have the card base, which I've already run through with this. And I have the top piece, which is just a little bit longer so that I can have a hinge so that when I finish it up, it will just fit right on there and make the card. And then also my additional 80-pound cardstock that's the same size as the finished card. From here, you're ready to figure out where you want your window to go. So I have another one of these little girls that I colored, and she's so cute. I love her pink hair. That was so fun. This is a stamp from Waffle Flower, and it's got some great little additional flowers and sayings on it. So this is a lot of fun to color if you like to color. So I'm kind of going to decide where this little girl is going to be placed and what I want to show through my window. And I'm using that same set, the Right at Home set, Scallop Stitches. It comes with a circle as well, or a scallop circle, I should say. And kind of lay that on there and just kind of play around and see what I want to show. And I just found an approximate works pretty well. So I'm going to just kind of lay that up and notice where it is, bring it over, and go ahead and tape that down. And since I don't really need that middle circle, I'm just going to go ahead and use some regular tape, not worry about it being tacky. And I'm going to run this through my Big Shot. So once I've done that, this is what I'll have. There's that top piece, okay? Now you can see that that's different from the finished card because it has this piece put back into the top of the card. All right, so once you've run that through, you need to make the inside piece. And then what the inside piece does is cover where you're putting this inlay piece back in there. Because the easiest way I found to do it is to tape it in. And if you just leave it, then you have all this awful tape mess that shows. So that's what the second piece of cardstock is for. Now you don't want the second piece of cardstock to have the scallop because that'll defeat the purpose of the tape showing. So it's only going to be that inner circle. So once you have this, you're ready to figure out where that inner circle is going to go. And I'm going to make a stack. I'm going to put my extra piece of cardstock behind what I've already done. And I'm going to go ahead and take some low tack tape and go ahead and tape those together so that they don't slide in the big shot. And since my top piece is a little bit longer, I want to make sure, and for that hinge, I want to make sure that I'm actually putting them together with the bottoms matching each other. Now that I've got these two put together, I'm going to slip this back in and kind of see where it needs to go. And then this didn't come with a stacking set of dies, so I'm going to use a circle die to cut out the window. Now for this one, this other card, these are a set of stackers, so I just slipped in a smaller die to make this particular window and to make the excess just to tuck back into the window. All right, so out of my circle dies, this is the one that fits the best, so I'm going to lay that on there and go ahead and tape it on as well. And then I'm going to run this whole thing through my die cut machine. I'm going to pass it through a couple of times just because I have a double thickness here. And I want to make sure that it goes through to the bottom layer as well. Okay, so once you've run that through your die cut, you have the same top piece that you already had, your support piece that just has the inner circle, and you also will have that piece of die cut to put back into the window. All right, so let's start with that process next. Let's put that back in our window here. Let's see, we can figure out how it fits. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to turn it over, and then I'm just going to use Scotch tape to tape around and to hold it into place. Okay, so now we need to cover up all the tape with that extra piece that we have there. Just go behind. So let's do that. All the tape covered up, and all I need to do is glue the hinged piece to make the card. All right, so now I can decorate however I want to. So let's take a look at the finished cards. Okay, this one, the yellow gingham is Lawn Fawn lacy borders, which I love this set. I use it a lot. The Your Delightful is from Stampin' Up. Let's see, it's called Your Delightful, makes sense. And I just used a couple of different ink pads to get the light and dark blue colors. The little flowers and dots are from the same set. And let's see, this one is a Stamping Bella. She's so cute, little oddball girl. And the bats are from Paper Tray Ink. So just a little bit of decorating to make it a little bit more fancy. So that is InLaid die cut window cards. Thank you for joining me, and remember, you can always find me at shoo-shoo paper art.com.